Fort Bragg will soon be named Fort Liberty. The post is one of 9 getting a name change, and it's also, of all of these, the most expensive to rename. WRAL Fayetteville reporter Gilbert Bays talked with the state DOT about some of the costs associated with the change.
Well, for many years, I've said when the president dials 911, that call is answered at Fort Bragg. Well, the call is about to be answered at Fort Liberty, and the process to change the names on post and around town is already underway. For more than 100 years, soldiers have trained and planned worldwide missions here at Fort Bragg. It's the home of the airborne and the elite Green Beret. While those units are going to remain at Fort Bragg, the Army post they call home is about to become Fort Liberty. Bragg is one of 9 military installations with a name tied to the Confederacy. According to the final report from the Naming Commission, the cost to make changes at all 9 will be about $20 million. Because of the size of Fort Bragg, the number of buildings and street signs with the name, it's estimated the price tag there will be about $6.3 million. Andrew Barksdale is a spokesperson for the North Carolina Department of Transportation. He says the NCDOT doesn't have a final number yet, but estimated the cost last year to make the change on state highway signs at just over $300,000.
Since then, we've seen a lot of cost escalations in materials and construction. So in other words, Liberty is a pretty short name like Bragg, but things are costing more now than they were a year ago or a year and a half ago.
Barksdale says the city of Fayetteville and Cumberland County would be responsible for changing street signs with Bragg on them if they decided to make that change. Some local businesses have already bought into the plan. Crown Ford, for example, is now Liberty Ford, but some smaller mom-and-pop operations aren't sure if they can afford to make the change. So eventually Fort Bragg will become Fort Liberty, and it doesn't matter if the federal, state, or local governments do the work. Ultimately, it's going to be the local taxpayers who foot the bill. At Fort Bragg, Gilbert Bays, WRAL News.
And Congress has given the 9 military installations until January 1st of 2024, so about a year from now, to complete the mission of changing those names. Big undertaking.
Yeah, absolutely.